Dad and I are in a race to win the top 5 leagues and cups in Europe, as well as the Champions League and Europa League, also known as the Glory Hunter Challenge. And after my adventure in Barcelona, I took a quick pit stop back at Leipzig, where unfortunately we couldn't get the DFB Pokal despite reaching the final. However, Dad finally picked up the big one by winning the Champions League. Still no league title for him though, as his time at Dortmund ticks on 4 years now and only 2 trophies have been won. However, my time at Leipzig was short and sweet, and we were off to Naples to take on this Napoli side. Winning the league in the first time of asking, which adds another trophy, but annoyingly losing in the Coppa Italia final against Roma. Ending my 4th season with 5 trophies won and looking forward to another season with Napoli. Dad, on the other hand, is already exploring his move, applying for both the Marseille job in France and the Spurs job in the Premier League. I was building a team here at Napoli and was gutted to miss out on bringing in Victor Osimhen back to the club, as he chose to go to Atletico Madrid over us. In very quick succession, Dad was invited to attend both Marseille and Spurs interviews in regards to becoming their new manager. He heard back from Marseille first, but delayed them and waited until Spurs eventually approached him to take on the job, for which he was delighted. I was just as pleased soon after when I got to finally sell Adeyemi back to the Bundesliga and got good money for him too. Dad was at his dream job though and excited to get things underway at Spurs as their new manager. Well, Dad, you got the dream move.
Yes.
To Spurs.
Finally, Spurs have got a top manager.
Wow. Some might say that's not the case.
We'll see.
Anyway, you spent quite a lot of money though, because they are doing quite well.
They did offer me quite a bit of money, and I was a bit disappointed with a couple of players. I sort of looked at the team and I thought, oh, they've still got the goalkeeper, and everybody knows I don't like our goalkeeper. So obviously what was going to happen there then, wasn't it? So, yep, there's a few players that was gone.
Yeah.
I was a bit disappointed.
You also sold 157 million.
Yes.
Bit of a clear out when you got here. Vicario
Yeah.
was one of them, £23 million. Huescas going to Euro Club Dortmund.
Yeah.
Romero, in fact. I was surprised by that one.
Do you know, I am denammed about this one, but they were playing him left centre back. I never had a proper left centre back. The boy that they were playing right centre back, I just felt was better for the team now. He was a bit younger, and he was a lot younger than I think he was 23, something like that. So, and he gave me a lot of money. Someone came in from him and just offered me a lot of money for him. All right. So,
well, you put in Scalvini, who I would say is a worse player for 3 times the price.
I didn't bring him in for that position though.
But right side centre back.
I've already got a right side centre back.
He's the
reserve one because I only have 1 or 2.
Right.
So I got to get in the sort of, if I get any injuries, he's the one who comes in if I get any injuries.
Could you not keep Romero as the reserve one?
I got good money from him. I just seen the money there, and I'm like, the pound signs take over me,
yeah,
didn't
that's the trouble, I think, sometimes of you. William Pacho, though, is a good signing. That's the guy that I got in to
bring the left-hand side.
Yeah, he's decent. Sammy Lamons was a loan to buy, so that wasn't you doing that.
I was surprised he was there, because obviously we all know he's at Man United now.
But you brought in Dennis Seaman.
Yes, I did. This is the keeper I wanted to bring in. I had a good price for our goalkeeper.
Vicario, yeah.
And I just thought, right, I'm going to get this guy in. So, yep.
But Anthony Elanga was already a done deal before you joined.
Yeah,
he was already joining the club, because that's a lot of money as well for Anthony Elanga.
Yeah, I can believe that.
And Savona was your final signing, £38 million for a right wing back.
Yeah, he was same again. I've got a really good one there, and he might get into the first team, he might not, but I just needed a reserve one just in case. All
right, well, you're going for a 4-2-3-1. The team does have some remnants still of like the team that you know right now.
I'm in the front.
Yeah, I mean, Endrick and Rodrigo coming into the lineup is mental.
I mean, I couldn't believe my luck having that front. I knew I didn't have to do nothing with the front four type thing.
Yeah, very good. Sar's in there, and Angelo Stiller too. So Angelo Stiller is a very good defensive midfielder on the game. Yep. Still only 28. But Udogi on the left, Pacho and Vuskovic is the guy
who's going to be right-sided. So, that's why I sold.
The youngster that is already obviously at the club and coming through. So, very good team, to be honest. I would say you're probably one of the best teams in the league, really.
I'm hoping so.
And you started the season with a draw to Chelsea as your only bad result, but we thought you might go into the Europa League.
Yeah, I was just so
annoyingly,
disappointed
it's
with this.
Not the case.
Yeah, because
you anyway.
I felt even I've got to be the favourites to win the conference one. I'd have thought I'd have been one of the favourites to win the Europa League as well.
I agree.
So I was just disappointed I didn't go into that. But I'm after 2 trophies at the moment. One's the league, one's the FA Cup. So
season preview does put you in 4th place as the 4th best team in the league. There. Let's have a look then at my Napoli side over in Italy, because if we're taking a look at the signings that I made and the players I sold, I finally got rid of Adeyemi, sold into my former club, Eintracht Frankfurt. So also got £8 million for Palmer as well. The players that we did bring in, the first one was Michael Coyote from Brentford. £43 million. I know you looked at him as well.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
But I managed to pick him up before he made a terrible decision going to Spurs. So I brought in Coyote back to Italian League. But I've also signed 2 players who are already here too. Mario Gila as a good centre-back option, 29 years of age. Very good, I think, with good physical attributes. Not amazing mentals, but decent enough for what we're trying to accomplish. And Dusan Vlahovic from Juve, £45 million. That left side of the striker, somebody was playing in defensive midfield, don't know who, but you're an idiot.
Yeah.
But we are sticking with our 3-striker formation, which drops into the 3 across, and we're locking in Lewis Ferguson into that role. Of course, I'm only going for the Coppa Italia after a very good Serie A win last year, so not worried too much about this early stage of the season. And we've only played 1 game and won it. I mean, we did have a 5-5 draw against Inter Milan, if that's anything to go by. But yeah, nice little 2-1 against Sassuolo. So let's get this season underway. Of course, I'm in the Champions League as well. Don't have to worry about that. It's solely down to the Coppa Italia. Dad's start as Spurs manager was off to a flyer as his Brazilian duo of Endrick and Rodrigo were on form and scoring goals. And his Spurs side sat top of the league with only losing 1 game at the turn of the new year. Things were also going just as well for me in Italy as my Napoli side also sat top of the Serie A and unbeaten. But it was the Coppa Italia that we were focused on most, of course, and we came up against Inter Milan in the semi-final and beat them 3-1 in the first leg. For Dad, though, a terrible performance in the early rounds against Sheffield Wednesday, knocking him out of the FA Cup. He was now solely focused on the Premier League, and despite losing 2 recent games, was still top of the table by 3 points ahead of Manchester City. The second leg against Inter Milan, played at their place, was also a comfortable victory as we win 2-1 on the night and 5-2 on aggregate to go to the final. And it was another Coppa Italia final, this time against Juventus. Dad had opened up an 8-point gap over Manchester City in the league, but also found himself in the Europa Conference League final, which of course is not part of Glory Hunter, but it's still a trophy. And his Spurs side faced a very good AZ Alkmaar in the final, but beat them 2-1. However, it was his dominant performances in the league with which he had the most pleasure with, as his Spurs side continued a rampaging run towards the title. And at the first time of asking, he lifts the Premier League trophy to add to his Glory Hunter cabinet, 10 points ahead of Manchester City in second. A big trophy to claim as he puts the pressure on and I head into my cup final. My 3-striker formation had gotten me this far, but Juventus have had a decent season, finishing in 3rd place, so this wasn't going to be easy. The game stayed goalless up until close to half-time, where a sharp pass out to the left found Gutierrez. After a nice little few passes in and around the box, Ferguson finally found the ball at his feet to open the scoring. However, just 10 minutes after half-time and Juventus was equalising through Patrick Dorgu, and the game went back to being cagey, leading all the way to extra time as it stayed 1-1. But it stayed level, meaning a penalty shootout would be the decider, and up stepped Esposito, who first missed. Lukaku's chance to put us ahead, but he then missed too. Diomande scored for Juventus to get things underway for them, and Vitor Roque, who has been so reliable this season, stepped up, but he missed another. From there, Juventus took advantage of their lead in the shootout and went on to win 4-2 on penalties. And unfortunately, it's heartbreak again for us in the cup final as we watch Juventus lift the Coppa Italia, knowing we have failed to contribute any trophies this season to our Glory Hunter cabinet. Well, Dad, a great season for you. Premier League winners coming in at 10 points as well.
Yeah.
Not just winning it, absolutely dominating it.
Stuffed everybody. Yep, that's what I wanted. Got it in the bag. Disappointed with the other one that I'd missed out on, though.
The FA Cup, yeah, of course. You scored the most goals, which was great. You can see you really dominated the most attacking style of play in the league. It was very, very good indeed. You also, of course, picked up Europa Conference League.
Yeah.
Very annoying considering you thought you was in the Europa League to actually go on and win this one, which is kind of funny, but still. It's the FA Cup you're most disappointed with. And speaking of cup disappointments, I'm also there with you. I feel you. But you didn't get very far in it either.
No,
if we're looking back, I mean, quarter-final not getting there. It was the 5th
Sheffield
round
Wednesday.
from a championship club 2-1.
So disappointed. I think it's one of those things again. Your assistant manager sort of like rests a few players, and just sort of give them game time as well. The ones that's on the suspension, you just sometimes you get caught out.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you've got £35 million to spend this summer.
Yeah.
If we're looking at the performance of the team that you've got already, Endrick was very good, 30 goals this season. Brandon Johnson was surprisingly good as well.
Definitely, yeah.
Considering he wasn't in that front four you mentioned. Xavi Simons did very well. Dejan Kulusevski also did well. And Rodrigo as well. He's picked up a bit of a knock there, but he'll be all right for the start of the season.
When you look at the front four that I was playing, without Brendan Johnson, they all virtually played. So the games that they didn't play in, through injuries or whatever, Brendan Johnson must have dropped into like all of their roles because he can play all of them.
Yeah.
And for that, I mean, he's started 31 games and scored 23 goals. Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That just
Mikey Moore also played quite a lot.
Yeah.
21
starts. Yeah. So
didn't do as well.
It goes to show that I still haven't got to do nothing with that front four for it, really. I haven't got to touch it, really.
No, that's it. Right. Over to Italy then. The disappointment again. Second year in a row. The Coppa Italia final. This time, it was a penalty shootout as well. And it looked quite great because they missed the first penalty. But then I missed my first two.
One of my favourite strikers missed the first penalty.
I know.
For them as well,
and Vitor Roque was the other one. Two guys you really rely on missed the two penalties. So we didn't even get to take our fifth, which is rather annoying, especially because in the game we were quite competitive. We had 28 shots to their 13, 14 on target. Sanchez, their goalkeeper, played very well with an 8.2, and Lewis Ferguson an 8.39 in the game. Couldn't get over the line though. Also didn't win the league. So it was a very disappointing season overall for our Napoli side. Didn't quite get there. PSG knocked out the Champions League.
Quarterfinals, good. Yeah.
Quarterfinals, it's fine. The recruitment side of it, we got 13 million. The money is not amazing here anymore. So financially, if we're looking at it, we are 87 million pound in debt. And of course, with that, we've got quite a lot of wages. We've got a big squad, to be honest. I'm hoping we can maybe get rid of a couple of these players. I just don't want to get rid of any of our first teamers. Lorenzo Luca was top scorer with 27. Vlahovic with 20. Romelu Lukaku 18, Vitor Roque 16 and 17. It's good numbers.
Yes.
Just not amazing. Coyote, of course, which was one of the main signings that we had out of our three that we made this summer. 24 assists.
That's brilliant.
Brilliant from him. Yeah. Both fullbacks did very well. Gutierrez also got 17. So, yeah, if I'm looking at this, I think this tactic is good enough to get us to cup finals. It's done it twice in a row. Just need the luck when we get there.
Yep, that's what it's about, really.
Yeah,
You're
I think that's what we need to look out for.
That's what I'm worried about, really.
Right, so where am I going to fix this squad in terms of helping me in the cup final? And what's Dad going to spend his money on? Let's find out. So a season of disappointment for me means I've got to go and find new talented players to hopefully get me over the line in Season 6. But my trophy cabinet is still looking really healthy thanks to that one season at Barcelona for now. And finding gems such as Armando Ramirez is certainly going to help me trying to win the Coppa Italia next year. Dad was also spending big this summer and brought in striker Francolinho, who ended up scoring on his debut in the Community Shield. Despite winning the league in his first season in the Prem, he was still tweaking his tactic around for next season. And it was hard to argue with him because his Spurs side had started the season rather well. A cracking start to the season. You're scoring a lot of goals again. Obviously, you're not worried about the Premier League, but it's a good sign that you're doing very, very well to begin with. The goals are coming in, even a 4-4 against Man City, who's got Erling Haaland scoring goals.
I'm chuffed to bits with the start. It just means that I'm really attacking. But when you look at my tactics, you'll understand why I'm scoring that amount of goals. So,
Before we do that, though, let's look at the players that have come in and out. So Kudus is gone. He was a loan to sell.
Yeah, I was hoping to get him back, but just didn't have the chance.
Muani went for £25 million and 15 for Kevin Danso. So two sort of fringe players leaving the club. Players coming in though, Francolinho, very popular player in FM26, 51 million.
I mean, I just had a bit of money spare left over at the end when I was sort of thinking, who should I buy? Last bit sort of really sort of strikerish. This guy popped up and I thought, well, you can't ask for a better striker to be beyond the ones I'm behind. I've already got in the team.
He's very good. But the main crux of your budget, 90 million.
This is the one place I thought I could have been a little bit weak, so I've just brought this guy in for that sort of fill that position really.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at his value now; it's 200 million. So That ain't a bad sort of swap, is it? Really?
El Halali. Yeah.
Yeah.
You treat that as if that's what somebody's going to give you.
I know that, but I just think to myself, well, that's a big jump from what I paid for him, though, isn't it? Really? So
Yeah,
even
I've
if I
never
get
seen somebody
150,
bid 200
you're never going to
million
get
in this
anybody
game.
give you 100 any more than 130, really, are you?
Yeah. So yeah, two
And
signings, two main signings
He
coming
plays
in.
right across the back three as well, so
Yeah.
that's another reason why I brought him in.
Yeah. Okay. So if we're looking at the best 11, you change your tactic, as
Yes.
you can see here, to more of a narrow on the inside there, with very similar to what I was running at Frankfurt in that first season, which
Yeah.
helped me obviously win the Bundesliga. You got two deep line playmakers in there next to each other. That's interesting. Two wing backs.
I got the
two
wing
box
backs
to
bombing
box.
down the wing, so I just wanted the deep line sort of defending midfielders just to stay there. That was what I've done it for more than anything, and they're still going to be supplying the balls forward for the dangerous four, as I'm going to call them.
Yeah.
Because they're just four strikers now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going for. Four strikers, score as many goals as you possibly can. I'm not particularly worried about the league now. I've got that in the bag. It's the FA Cup. I just need that FA Cup.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as we've seen, started off very
Really
well
good, yeah.
indeed. Speaking of cups, that's also what I'm pursuing here in what is my third season at Napoli. And in terms of transfers, got a couple of freebies coming in Beijing Ho, who is quite good on the fullbacks or wing backs, which of course I'm using, but also in that centre attacking midfield. To be honest, I picked him up because he covers so many different positions. On a free transfer, can't go wrong. As risk, because he's a non-EU, we
Yeah.
know that could have always gone south, especially because I signed another one. But both of them have been able to play, which is great. Armando Ramirez is a centre midfielder who I'm trying to play defensive midfield. He looks absolutely mental. Looks very good. Great mental attributes, great physical attributes. 4-star with a 5-star current. He's only a 20-year-old Mexican player. His actual weaknesses is his passing, really.
Yeah.
In that centre mid. So yeah, we're going to work on that. His vision's very good, though. The work rates, team works, they're all fantastic. So we spent quite a lot of money on him, £11 million there. Mark Guehi, we never quite know how to say his name.
Yeah.
But we got him from Chelsea for a free transfer. So there's another good striker option because, of course, we're playing three. And the final player, £12 million that we brought in, Eric da Silva Moreira. So bringing him in, I think, is giving us lots of options down that right-hand side. As you can see, he's like a 4-star wide forward if we wanted to. I thought he's just more of a right back, to be honest. But a very good option, to say the least. Now, we are locking Ramirez in. We're no longer locking Lewis Ferguson in there. We're still playing this. It's got us to 2 cup finals. It's also won the league once. So I'm hoping it will just keep on doing the same thing. Keep getting us to those cup finals, and with a bit of luck, we can win that, move on with our lives. We lost, unfortunately, to AC Milan at the start of the season, but hey, it's a 2-1 loss to AC Milan. It's not the end of the world. We beat Udinese 3-0, so to me, we're still going as good as what we could go. We got Barcelona on our road side, of course, up in the Champions League. We're not worried about the Champions League. All about the cups for both of us this season.
Yeah.
As the season kicked off, we of course were both waiting for the cup fixtures to begin in the second half of the season. However, one earlier match that we both really were keen to win was the Champions League phase match, where we clashed for the first time in a few seasons. And in London, although I took the lead, it was Dad's Spurs who found themselves on the winning side this time round, defeating me 4-2. I was, however, currently top of the league going into the new year, while Dad had just been knocked off of top spot, losing match number 19 of the Premier League season. It wasn't the only time we faced Spurs either, as that season we also clashed in the round of 16 of the Champions League, and once again Dad got the better of my Napoli side, knocking me out 5-4 on aggregate. Thankfully for me, we managed to get ourselves in the Coppa Italia semi-final, where Bologna was our opponents, and in the first leg we got a fantastic 3-1 win to take it to their ground for the second leg. For Dad, a quarter-final FA Cup tie against Brighton was taken into extra time in the 92nd minute, thanks to new striker Franquinho's equaliser, keeping Spurs in the competition for now. Unfortunately, Brighton's Nico Paz then scored the winner in said extra time in the 103rd minute, and Dad was out. He was very much on to win the Premier League at this point though, so his job was secure. My second leg with Bologna was another fantastic performance from my Napoli side, and we replicated the first leg score to take us to the final, beating them 3-1. In the Serie A, we finished second to a very good Inter Milan side, and that's exactly who we've got to face in the Coppa Italia final. So what could be our final match in Italy? If we win, we will have to defeat the best team in the league to achieve another trophy for our Glory Hunter cabinet. But in a thrilling back and forth game with Inter Milan taking an early lead, we then pulled it back to jump in front, scoring 2 goals within 2 minutes by Vitor Roque just before half-time to take the advantage into the break. But this is where we met our downfall, as the second half we were completely a different team, and Inter Milan played us off the park and they scored 3 goals to go 4-2 up into the lead, only allowing us a third as a consolation. And with what feels like a familiar feeling, we then watch Inter Milan lift the one trophy that's keeping us in Italy for now. Yet again, for the 3rd season in a row, Coppa Italia finalists.
Oh, thank you.
For long-term viewers of the channel, usually it's the FA Cup that gives me this much trouble.
It does, yeah.
So the fact that we are struggling with this cup too, and we still haven't won the German Cup, of course, is starting to get me a little bit worried. Although we're still ahead in terms of trophies, we are just wasting too much time on certain ones at Napoli, unfortunately, and some of my players are getting quite old.
I think the worst thing is as well, you're getting to the finals, isn't it? What's that, the 3rd season in a row?
3rd season in a row.
And you've lost all 3.
Got to the final and lost every single time. So if we look at the past winners, runners-up, 3 years in a row. It's just so annoying. So annoying.
3 different teams as well.
Yeah. Okay, so I need to put that behind me. I need to think about what I'm going to do this season, because there's not a lot of money in the budget. However, looking at the jobs, there's none that really attract me right now. There's an insecurity at Man City, which would be tempting. Bayern Munich, of course, straight away would be another one. But they're not exactly there to take.
No.
So yeah, that's sort of like, only ifs and buts really. And because I've got so close, am I being silly moving? That's the decision.
Wonder who
I
said
make.
that before.
Yeah, I'm now making the same mistakes as what you do. 2 lots of 24s from Luca and Vitor Roque. Vlahovic has had a great season, 19 and 14. 20 assists from Gutierrez, 10 from Coyote. But Eric, who come in and played way less games, just played quite a lot off the bench, 22 assists. So my fullbacks are doing great. Armando, who we locked in that defensive midfield role, can now play it naturally, and he is one of my better players, which is great. I think if I do stay here, we build a team around him in that midfield. But I am starting to think that I might need to change this formation. It's not getting me success. It's not getting me over the line. Plus, we didn't even win the league again. That's 2 seasons in a row, and we were nowhere near Inter Milan this year. We've kind of let everybody catch up with us. They've done the domestic double there, so we could be in a bit of spot of bother there. Dad, you clearly have got something going on here at Spurs, because it's another Premier League win back-to-back there.
Got to be pleased with that as well, aren't I?
Yeah,
so
6 points
clear as well. That's not bad. I'm happy with that.
Not bad at all. Not great in the FA Cup, though. It was a quarter-final exit by Brighton. Extra time finish as well, so it's a disappointing
when you look
result.
At it's Man City are there, but there's no one there I would have feared really getting into the final with.
Yeah, that might have just saved Pep Guardiola's job too.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Because where did they finish in the Premier League? They are down in third place.
Yeah,
3rd place with an FA Cup. He's probably all right.
Yeah.
I'm
13
fine.
points clear of them, and Chelsea was behind City.
Yeah,
and they were the 2 big teams that was left in the cup, really. So
yeah,
I wouldn't have feared anybody. But yeah, Brighton done me.
It's only really looking like the Bayern Munich job could become available. Also, lucky won the league.
Look at Dortmund. Yeah, but I need the league with Dortmund.
That's it. Yeah, you need the league.
I won the cup with them, didn't I? Oh, that's just typical, that isn't it?
Jassel is gone.
But then
I
left them 2 seasons ago, so I can't look back at that and say I wish I stayed. No, if Bayern Munich comes up, I could be so tempted though.
Yeah, absolutely.
The FA Cup's there, but you can just come back with another team and have a go. But I'm the same as you. I've just built such a good team, and I've won the league 2 seasons in a row.
Yeah, you've got a great team. I think you'd be silly to move.
I think I just
FA Cup.
I know what I want to do with the team. I know what else I want to do. I just sort of, it's whether I've got the money to do it.
Well, you got 115, so you definitely got the money to do it. You got a lot of it.
I'm staying.
Yeah,
I'm staying, mate.
Got a lot of it.
I know what I want to do.
Look at the goals that are being scored as well.
And that's what I'm not affecting. I'm not touching that. They're just so
still
good.
good for at least 3 or 4 years as well.
Yeah.
The ages of all your top players are still really young.
Yeah.
Spurs have a great young side.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
Great young side to start things off. So
there's a lot of players down the bottom there that are not playing that I can sort of like clear out, make a little bit of more money, and then buy, I reckon, 3 top players.
Yeah.
Change this side completely.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, well, you've got £150 million plus, whatever you sell.
Yeah.
We've got no trophies to add to our trophy cabinet, other than, of course, Dad's winning the Premier League, but that has already been done.
Yeah.
So it's on to next season. Make sure you stick around and subscribe, because one of us is going to win a cup soon. I can feel it. I've got there 3 times in a row and lost on 3 occasions, though.